Hello, Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world. I greet you according to your time zone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. There is this debate that is currently trending, and that is as a Biafran or as an Igbo Biafran between the Fulani man and the Yoruba man, or between the Fulani tribe and the Yoruba tribe. Which tribe would you prefer to be neighbors with, or to be in the same country with? Assuming that Yoruba or Fulani tribe will like to join Biafra, and it is a must that Biafra must choose one between these two entities, Yorubas and the Fulanis. Who would you think that an average Biafra will choose? Or you, listen to this video, what is your opinion? I can tell you that majority of Biafrans will choose to live with Yorubas. Yes, majority of Biafrans will choose to be neighbors or to cohabitate with Yorubas. But I want to tell you that it is better to live with Fulanis than to live with Yorubas. It is better to have Fulanis as your neighbor than to have Yorubas as your neighbor. And I will give you reasons. Number one, a Fulani man is coming. You know his intentions. He doesn't hide his intentions. You know what he wants to do. It's not hidden. It's not a chameleon. It does not camouflage. He's coming to take over your land. Yes, that's your ancestral land. The Fulani man wants it. Not wanting it for himself, but for his cattle. He valued his cattle more than you. So he wants your land. Okay? A Fulani man is not jealous of your wealth, your properties, your money, your progress, etc. He's not jealous. He doesn't concern himself with that. He wants to live his life in the bush and in your forest. That is what he wants to occupy himself with his cattle. It's okay. It's not a backbiter. He will only scheme and plan on how to kill you and take over your land. You know? I'm talking about the normal Fulanis. I'm not talking about the jihadist Fulanis or the terrorist Fulanis. No. The normal average Fulani man. Okay? So this is what he wants. He wants that land for his cattle. To feed his cattle, your rivers, that's all. You can be the richest man. The Fulani doesn't give a damn. He don't care. It's not after your wealth or your riches, your houses, your mansions, your vehicles. It's not even coming to live in town. So it doesn't interest him the vehicles you have. Your helicopter, your private jet. It doesn't interest him. He lives in the bush, in the forest. He wants that land for himself. If you can give him the land, he will be your best friend. If you can't give him the land, he will find a way to kill you and take it. So we know their modus of operandi. We know who they are and what they want. You know, they can be contained. Then let's go over to Yoruba man. I'm talking about the average Yoruba man. One, they'll be smiling with you. They'll be friendly with you. They can give you their daughters in marriage or marry your own daughters, allow you to come to their land to do business, smiling facially, but inside they are dying with envy and jealousness. Chameleons, backbiters, backstabbers. They are very, very envious of you. That's your beautiful house, that's your beautiful mansion, that's your money, your wealth. They hate it. They don't want it. But they will never tell you. They will not show you because they are cowards. They are afraid to confront you. But they will be scheming to get you down. At any slightest opportunity they have, they will wreak havoc. Historically, let us go before the 1966, between Zik and Awolowo. Zik was the most populous black man on earth during their era, so he won the Western Premier, and the Awolowo refused, conceived. That's why they call him the father of tribalism in Nigeria. He started tribal politics in Nigeria. He left Awolowo. So they schemed Zik out, and Zik foolishly came to Enugu to scheme the Calabar man out. I'm giving you historical facts and figures. So Awolowo is the founder of ethnic tribal sentiments in Nigeria. Let's come down a bit. During the 1960 Civil War, his agreement with Ojukwu to declare Biafra, and he will declare Oduduwa. Ojukwu declared Biafra. He went back to the Fulani, the northern oligarchy, caliphate, to collect ministerial position. Backstabber. Chameleon. They will not let you know their schemes. You don't trust them. You trust them at your own risk. They may not carry guns, arrows, and knives like the Fulanis, but one famegi fe. Okay, Igbos are travelers, developing everywhere, developing Lagos, Abuja, everywhere. Yorubas are not happy about it. Immediately they get slight power. Oh, they started demolish Igbo buildings with flimsy excuses. Very flimsy excuses. Demolish Igbo wealth. A Fulani man is not interested to develop your wealth. You can come to Kano, build all the beautiful mansions. They are not. The people who are attacking the Igbo businessmen in all these Fulani states are not even the normal Fulani. These are the jihadists that say don't sell alcohol. They are normal Fulani man in the bush. He has no business with you and your alcohol. He can sell your alcohol. They are not jihadists. They only need their land for their cattle. That is that. Yoruba man will not show you his true colors. He's a chameleon. He'll be, dribbling you, showing you love, facial love, artificial love, but behind you, if you see a slightest miss, he will get you down. All the hatred Buhari showed to the Igbos, the late Buhari, all his hatred he showed to the Igbos. He was not courageous enough to jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to put him behind bars. He wasn't. He couldn't do it. But then, a Yoruba man came. Yorubas who are supporting us, who were equally agitating alongside with us, who were also praising us, singing the praises of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. At the very slightest opportunity, they came to power. Now, Yoruba man president, Yoruba man chief judge, Yoruba man lawyers, they gave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu life sentence. Something a Fulani man was not able to do for 8 years. Yoruba man did it within 3 years of his taking over reins of power. That is Yoruba man for you. Trust them at your own peril. Trust them at your own peril. You don't hold your word. You don't trust these people. Very, very wicked. Very, very deadly. Very, very dangerous. Demonic in nature. Demonic. How they behave. If you have lived in Yoruba land, you understand more of what I'm saying. Go to their place as a hustler. You'll be friendly with them. When you start making money, they will start by increasing your house rent on daily basis, showing you the backside. I prefer to live with a Fulani man than to live with a Yoruba man. I know what a Fulani man wants from me, and I know how to contain him. I don't know what a Yoruba man wants from me. So how do I know how to contain him or to protect myself from him? One, they are diabolic also. Very, very diabolic. Worship all sorts of things, different kinds of things. But if they believe that it is the final say, what they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I'm telling them it is a lie. It is not the final. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out, whether they like it or not. Mazi Nnamdi will come out. No matter the games they are playing, no matter the politics they are playing, no matter the shenanigans that is going on, Mazi will surely come out. And it's not going to take long. Okay. Immediately they gave him life sentence. They sent him to Sokoto prison. What a Fulani man could not do. They sent him to Sokoto prison so that he cannot be able to appeal his judgment. And their bootlegger, Nwike, had bought all the judiciary, put in his pocket. So they want to tell us, from the judicial angle, we have no chance. Fine and good, we are following the political angle. But it is very, very hot for them. They thought that we are quiet. They have come to tell us, don't make noise, don't destroy your things. Who tell them that if you want to protest, we start in Igbo land? Who tell them that? Who tell them that if you want to destroy properties, we start destroying in Igbo land? Who tells them that? This is my take for now. We shall revisit this case in my other videos. Thank you and God bless you all.